Are you a parent or an educator working with children with special needs? Would you like to know some strategies to teach your children these skills? Then this video is for you. Today I am going to discuss about 6-step strategy which will help educators as well as parents to learn and build skills in their children. And the reason I took this topic for today's video is that it's my mission to empower parents and educators to help their children with any form of developmental disabilities to learn and build these skills in their children so that they will lead a life of independence and dignity. So stay tuned. Welcome to my channel Dignity in Disability, and I'm Anuradha Deshpande, mother of a young man experiencing intellectual disability. I am also a clinical psychologist, counselor, and a special educator, and this pandemic turned me into a digital disability life skill coach. And through my channel Dignity in Disability, I bring 2 weekly episodes of Tuesday Facts and Friday Facts. These episodes include various topics related to disabilities, and this is the outcome of my 30 years of association in the field of disability, both as parent and a professional. In this episode of Friday Facts, I'm going to talk about 6-step strategy which will help any parent or educator to build skills in their children. Without much ado, let us go and look at the presentation and learn from them. So, 6-step strategy to teach your children with special needs. Why is this strategy needed? Because strategy helps us to define our goals. It helps us to understand what is our goal, and then we assign certain value to it, how important it is, and which is the task which has to be prioritized, and it also gives us some results. It helps us to understand what really is achievement, and it definitely provides a roadmap. How do you approach step by step to reach your goal? It also defines where you have to pause, where you have to accelerate, and it also helps us to understand what are the challenges and how do you have to overcome them. If you have a strategy in place, all these things can be worked out effectively to reach your goal. The 6-step strategies are baseline evaluation, program design, implementation of the program, documentation of the program, generalization of it, and take a review of it. If you go step by step in this way, then you are sure to success and build some skills in your child. Often, most of the educators and parents are clueless and directionless. That is the reason they are not able to achieve concrete results for their children. And once you go through this, and once you achieve your results, then it will be generalized across several settings, and it will help you to maintain these skills which is learned by your child. So let us look into each one of them in detail. Baseline evaluation is nothing but assessing your child in their current functional level. And why you should evaluate your child? Because when you evaluate your child, you will know what are your child's strengths and challenges, which are the areas you have to prioritize, and it also helps you to prepare a program, and most of all, it tells you where you have to begin. So when I say evaluation of your child, and if you are to teach several skills across the domains of development, and suppose if you want to teach your child self-care skills, then you will know that under self-care there are many other skills like ambulatory skills, personal hygiene, dressing skills, eating skills, toilet skills, and managing your puberty. So if you want to teach your child personal hygiene, then you know what are the skills which falls under personal hygiene. That is from washing your hands to brushing your teeth to taking care of your menstrual hygiene. And if you want to teach your child brushing skills, you can again divide them into several steps, and you can evaluate your child on each of the steps. And if your child is not able to perform any of these steps, then you can further divide them through task analysis and teach those skills. So you have to evaluate your child so deep, so you don't miss out any point, and you will lay a very solid foundation for your child's learning ability. Usually, this baseline evaluation is done by professionals, but to help you parents to evaluate your child at home, I have prepared a guidelines called Care Baseline Evaluation, and that is a part of my curriculum, which I teach through my Care Life Skill Academy. Next is program designing. Once you're ready with your baseline evaluation, the next step is to devise a program. When you devise a program, you should have the annual goals of your child, and the program should beforehand decide what is the criteria for measuring progress for mastery. So if you decide that your child should perform in the right way 90% of the time with more than one educator or with more than one person instructing them, and it has to be performed across several settings. So you have to name all these things beforehand in your program, in your designing. So there will not be any ambiguity to decide whether your child is making progress or not. And you should also decide on the teaching method. What are the teaching methods available, and what teaching method you will be using, and what are the materials needed for your program, and what is the different strategies you are going to use. So once these things are there, you know exactly where you have to start, and what are the things you need, and how to go about teaching your child. Then who are all going to be the part of the program? There will be, if there are more than one person, ideally it is good to have more than one person who is teaching your child through this program. And sometimes you have occupational therapist, other therapists also working with your child. So if there is a coordination with all of these persons who are working with your child, then it becomes a very solid program. You should mention who are all going to be the part of their program and what are their roles in that. The next is implementation program. Once you have evaluated your child and there is a program in place, the next logical step is to implement the program. But there are some key points you should remember whenever you are going to implement a program. You have to ask certain questions to yourselves. Is your child physically fit and capable of doing the program? If you are going to teach your children to eat on their own, it should be physically possible for them to sit erect on the chair and to eat from the plate. Does your child have all the prerequisites for the program? Every skill has some prerequisite skills. If you want to teach dressing skills to your child should have certain prerequisite skills like fine motor skills, fine motor and gross motor coordination, postural stability, left and right understanding, then bilateral coordination. These are very important prerequisite skills. If your child doesn't know these skills, then the child will not be in a position to learn dressing skills. So, before you implement this program, you should know whether your child is able to do these prerequisite skills. And this you will come to know if you have conducted your baseline evaluation properly. Then, does your child understand what you expect from him? The child should have basic understanding. If you are going to use an instructional method or a demonstration method, the child should be in a position to understand what is he expected to do. The next is, does your child want to learn this new skill? Is your child ready to learn this skill? Or you should give them some more time while working on the resistance. Especially, it is so true when you start teaching toilet training to a child. Unless the child is ready, you cannot force this skill on them. So, you should keep it for a later date while still working on their resistance, why they are not willing to learn those skills. And last but not the least, will this skill benefit him to achieve independence? Parents have lots of aspiration and they want to teach so many skills to their children. But all these skills, are they really, really useful to your child in achieving their independence is something you have to decide. So while we are on implementation, we will also learn about three methods of teaching. One is an instructional method, which is a conventional method used in all mainstream schools. The teacher instructs and the students follow. Demonstration method, where you actually demonstrate and hands on, they watch you and they do it. Some of the visual learners, they do better by demonstration methods or a combination of both. The typical example is a task analysis, which can be done both through instructional method and demonstration method. Next, there are three types of learners. When you are implementing a program, you should also consider whether your child is a visual learner or an auditory learner or a tactile or kinesthetic learner, because each child has a unique learning way. The next aspect is documentation. Everything, every little thing which goes into building skills in your child has to be documented. Why documented? Documentation really helps you how the child is functioning, whether the program is working very well with the child. Is the child facing any challenges? If so, how it can be modified, how to better the program. It's a learning process both for the child and the instructor, and they have proper documentation. And when we say documentation, it need not be only piece of writing by the instructor and then taking records, which is the traditional way of doing. It can be in the form of photographs showing the work in progress of the child, because documentation is nothing but the sample work of your child at different stages. So it can be through photographs or it can be through remarks that are written by the teacher or other adults working with the children. This is the traditional way of doing, or better excerpts from children's discussion, comments, and explanation of intentions about the activity. So you should be innovative and you can use many methods, but whatever method you use, all kind of documentation is pertinent and very important. And once your child has mastered few skills, those skills have to be generalized across different settings. Otherwise, it is very meaningless. Many a time, children do perform certain things at home but not in school, and they perform some tasks at school but do not perform at home. This is not going to help your child to lead a very independent life. So, generalization of skills across a maximum setting is to the advantage of your child to navigate freely into each step of their life and grow it with independence and dignity. Teach in different setting at home. So if you are going to teach eating skills to your child, you can start with their own table and chair. Then you have to transfer it to the main dining table. And once they are able to eat in their home, then you have to transfer these skills to their schools, then to your friend's place or relative's place, and finally eating at a restaurant. Then use actual items to teach a particular skill. When you are teaching them money skills, then use natural coins and notes to teach these skills. Then take your child into the community and give them tasks that require them to use their skills. For example, if you teach them to eat independently, try it first at your friend's house or relative's house before you can shift into the community. After generalization, finally, it is review. Review is nothing but rehearsing or practicing it over a period of time and see how you're performing at that point of time. That is why periodical tests are given in a mainstream school. Review the task immediately at a shorter interval of weekly or fortnightly. For example, if you teach sight words, review those words every week before you teach new sight words. Schedule monthly clinical trials where you ask someone else to review the tasks so far done. Then give periodical tests, then take revisions regularly. Ask your child to teach that skill to somebody else. Put your learning into action. Whatever the child has learned, immediately put them into action so you will know that they are applying the skills they have learned. Know when to take a break. In the name of reviews and revisions, do not repeat the same task again and again, which might bore the child. So, these are the 6-step strategy in a nutshell. I have discussed in great detail in my Care Life Skill Blueprint, which is offered as a course in Care Life Skill Academy. If you are interested in knowing more about the course, please comment in the comment box saying interested, and I will personally get back to you. So that's all from today's Friday Facts. And if you like this video, like, share, and comment. And please subscribe my channel if you are not subscribed yet. And ring the bell icon so that you will get notification for all the videos I upload. Please also join my exclusive Facebook community and visit my website www.anuradhadeshpande.com. I'll see you on Tuesday with another skill building episode. Till then, goodbye. Take good care of yourselves.